Welcome to the meeting tonight. We're going to get started with our meeting. It's 6 o'clock. We have lots of folks here tonight. I'm so glad that they made the decision to bring it over here instead of having it over at the town hall. I don't know that we would have gotten all these folks in the town hall. Just a reminder, if you've not voted already, the polls close at 7:30, so you can still vote. If you stay to the end of this meeting, you may not be able to make it, but if you want to just stay for the opening, you can go and vote. It is a municipal election year, so it is important to the town of Mocksville that you do vote, and I would appreciate it if you did that. If you would please join me in a moment of silence to pray for our town. Amen. If you'll please stand with me and face the flag and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And I'm going to ask Al if you'll please read our conflict of interest statement.
Thank you, Mayor. Okay, pursuant to North Carolina general statutes and the town's code of ethics policy, I ask each elected official, before you adopt the agenda, if you have any actual potential or perceived conflict of interest about any matter on the proposed agenda, please speak up now and let the board know. Thank you.
So no one has a conflict, so we'll move on with the adoption of the agenda. Does anybody have any additions or deletions to tonight's agenda?
Move that we adopt the agenda.
Second. We have a motion from Rob and a second from Carl. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. The next item on the agenda is our citizen comments. If there's anybody here tonight that would like to speak about anything that might be on your mind about the town, or anything going on in the town, you're welcome to come up to the podium, and you've got 3 minutes to speak. Yes, sir. Just step up there and state your name and your address, and then you're free to speak.
My name is Mike Shababy. I live at 201 Charleston Ridge Drive, right here in Mocksville. I'm here to follow up on the feed mill issue that I brought up a couple of months ago. I received a letter here from Lee Rollins. Thank you. In your letter, you have written that you encouraged me to reach out to the DAQ regional office regarding air pollution and surface pollution in town created by the feed mill. My question to you is, why is that my responsibility? Why isn't the board turning around and doing something to help the citizens of this town to check the air pollution, the noise pollution, the smell pollution that's being created by this feed mill, including, well, let me thank you again, first of all, for paving Railroad Drive, but there's trucks still using that. And I would like to see maybe a no truck sign or no semi sign put up there, because we can still see the tracks coming out. But anyway, so I would like to know why this board wouldn't want to turn around and put forward their solution, or have them contact the county or the state air pollution board with regards to this issue. I'm sure you have much more pull than I do. There's way more. This is the county seat, and you should have more pull than I would by talking to these people. So that's part of the concern. And on my way here, I came down Depot Street, and there was just a huge fog right over the top of, just a haze over the top of this feed mill. And unless you guys go by there regularly, I'm supposing that you guys don't. Just by the looks on your faces, it seems like you're completely void to this whole idea. But I'd like to know, I would like to have you guys follow up on the air pollution issue and the smell pollution problems that this is creating. I'm sure I'm not the only one. Maybe I'm the only vocal one, but I'm certainly not the only one that's concerned about this issue. That whole neighborhood, anything that the southeast winds bring up and push that smell and all of that smog that's being created, that dust, it's all over everything. And I don't know, maybe the town businesses here aren't catching that because the winds aren't primarily coming out of the northeast and blowing it into town. Or out of the southeast, I think that would be. So that's one of the concerns that I have. Also, the speed limit that's on Railroad is 35 miles an hour. It's really a narrow road. Is there anything that can be done to bring that down? I don't live there. I mean, I travel that road every day. But 35 miles an hour down that skinny little road is pretty fast. I think if our village has, or if our town has something to do with that, that you could probably address that issue. And finally, I'm just kind of like randoming here.
So we're
The stop sign that's on 158, and I'm not sure what that little side street is, but it's at the end, it's at the east end of town. That is a problem area. It creates more backups than
Okay,
it's
so
ever
Mr.
solved.
Shabady, you're past your 3 minutes. If you could please sit down so
Okay.
anybody else can have a chance. Thank you. Thanks for your comments. Is there anybody else here tonight that would like to speak? Yes, sir. Yeah, I'd ask that you please keep it to 3 minutes so we can get on with our meeting.
We don't have a watch, so.
There's a bell that'll ring when it's 3 minutes.
3 minutes, huh?
Yes, sir.
That should go pretty quick. The reason I came tonight is we've got a serious noise problem on our street.
What was your name, sir?
Delano Hendricks,
Delano Hendricks, and what's your address?
120 Sunset Drive, Mocksville. And somebody somewhere discontinued the noise ordinance, so we need to get it reestablished. And what it is, the dogs are barking. They bark all day and they bark all night. And my son back there gets up early and they wake him up. He's closer to them than I am, but it's ridiculous. You know, we don't even have dogs, but we have to listen to their dogs 24 hours a day. So reestablish you had a really good noise ordinance. Have you ever read it?
I'm
Well,
familiar
then
with
you need to reestablish it. And I want you guys to let me know what you're gonna do about it. So how do you do that?
the town manager will be in touch with you.
So I want to keep up with it. We're sick and tired of it. These people aren't from around here. They moved in our neighborhood, bring their dogs, and they build a pen in the backyard, and the dogs start barking and bark all the time. So I don't think we should have to put up with it, especially Brian, because it wakes him up at 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning. It's ridiculous. If you're gonna have a town, you need a noise ordinance. Every other town has one. Get on the stick and get one here. Okay, 3 minutes.
Thank you.
All right.
Anyone else like to speak? If not, then we'll close down the public comment section and move to communications from boards, commissions, and agencies. Tonight, I'm going to ask Chief Carter if he'll come up. He's recognizing a grant award.
Mr. Mayor, members of council, just wanted to brag on some staff for a little bit. We received a grant for a little over $18,000 to upgrade some equipment of ours that was 100% grant, so it's free money. Captain Dwiggins is gonna kind of dive off into just a quick synopsis of what the equipment will be used for and how it betters us as a whole.
Evening, Mayor, Board, thank you for your time. So back in the summer months, I was approached by firefighter Daniel Forrest. I can't leave him out. But he approached me about, and I had heard of this grant in the past, but he approached me and said, "Hey, let's put in for the Joey D grant." And so, give you a little bit of background on the grant we received. The Lieutenant Joseph DiBernardo Foundation was started in memory of Lieutenant Joey DiBernardo. Was killed in or sustained injuries in what's known as the Black Sunday Fire. Essentially, it was when members of Ladder 27 and Rescue 3 and FDNY were forced to jump from the 4th floor of a building because they did not have sufficient escape systems. This foundation was started by Lieutenant DiBernardo's father, and its mission is to equip and train firefighters in the event they have to make an emergency rescue. So we put in for this grant, and fortunately we were able to receive it. It was $18,251. And that grant money was paid straight to the vendors. There was nothing that had to, no kind of shell games we had to play there. That was paid directly to our vendors. About $15,000 of that was for the new equipment. It paid for 30 bailout systems for our firefighters. And then about $2,500 of that is we're required by the grant to have a vendor come in and train us on the equipment. Just kind of a check and balance from the grant process. So, but it did pay for 30 bailout kits. Just give you an example. This was what was riding on our truck. This was the bailout system that was available to our firefighters. It was just simply a rope and a carabiner. And now what we've been able to upgrade to actually goes into, is integrated into our turnout gear, has a system that allows for fall control and hands-free management of the windowsill for the firefighter in an emergency situation. So they're not relying on their grip strength, hoping to get out the window and then take on whatever the fall is. So that allows us that opportunity. This did replace our old systems. It works more efficiently with our modern turnout gear, so it's designed to fit in the pocket. I test fit mine today, so it's on my turnout gear, and it gives that Mayday firefighter, like I said, that hands-free capability, so that they can exit the space, they can get outside in that emergency situation, and then they can decide to go down whenever they're good and ready. So all the equipment has been delivered. We've took delivery of all of them. They're right now we're still waiting on some more. We're waiting on some new turnout gear that we purchased in the Capitol. And then our training with the vendor is scheduled for February of 26. That was the closest I could get it scheduled, but they are coming to deliver 2 days worth of training to our firefighters in February of 26. But this would not have been possible without the efforts of Chief Carter and Firefighter Forrest and myself trying to constantly improve not only the safety of our citizens, but the safety of our firefighters that ride that truck every day. So I just want to thank you guys for your time. Do you have any questions for me?
How long is the rope, just out of curiosity?
50 feet. The ropes are 50 feet.
CJ, I know that the town residents and taxpayers are happy anytime you can get a grant to pay for equipment, so we appreciate that.
I was very happy to receive that notification as well, because like I said, each one of these systems are about $500-600 a piece. And so it was a very needed thing. So, thank you, sir, for your time.
Thank you, CJ. So the next item on our agenda is benchmark planning. They're working on our downtown master plan. I'm gonna ask Jason Epley if he'll come up to the podium.
Okay, Mayor, members of the board, it's a pleasure to be here tonight. I'm Jason Epley of Benchmark Planning. We're based in Charlotte, North Carolina. We've been established since 1982, and the focus of our practice is comprehensive planning, downtown planning, placemaking, economic development, you name it, we get involved with that kind of work. I've been at this personally for about 30 years, even our company's been doing this for much longer. I'm a graduate of Clemson University. Although we're not having that great a year in football, we're still a great school. Just to give you a little bit of highlight about some of our experience in the general area, we've done quite a bit of work in Mount Airy with the downtown master plan and comprehensive planning, Bermuda Run, Blowing Rock, Jamestown, Archdale, just some communities in this general region. And over the last 10 years, we've worked on plans in over 14 states, comprehensive plans, downtown plans. So we've had a lot of experience, and we hope to be able to leverage that experience here in Mocksville to help make the community a better place in the future. Personally, I grew up in Lexington, North Carolina, so I'm very familiar with the area as well, and look forward to learning more about Mocksville and what the residents would like to see happen here in the future. So it's a real honor for me to be here and be part of the project, so thank you. And the purpose of tonight is just to kick off, what is the purpose of the plan? What is, how are we going to do it? What is the process? And so basically the plan is the roadmap for the future of your community. It sets that long-term vision. We'll look at trends. We'll look at things like transportation, your infrastructure, land use and development, natural resources. We'll look at all those things to help kind of lay that foundation, that groundwork to give you recommendations on how to move forward. And a big piece of that is getting input from the community as well to find out what residents would like to see in the future. Also, a big piece of the planning process is a future land use map. And that's something that you use for rezonings, guiding infrastructure investment, and other related initiatives. As part of the process, we'll also be updating the downtown master plan. Well, you don't have a downtown master plan officially. This will be your first downtown master plan. It'll be similar to the comprehensive plan. We'll look at trends, but very specific to downtown, not just town-wide. And so we'll have recommendations for the public and private sector in your community, in the downtown, to help establish that framework for moving ahead. So how are we going to do this? It's going to happen over about a 12-month period. Hopefully be wrapping up next August. The two plans will track together. We'll work with the planning board to oversee both of the plans as far as the comprehensive plan update and the downtown master plan, but we will also be working closely with the Downtown Mocksville Collaborative. They'll provide specific input on the downtown piece of the planning process. And as I mentioned, public participation is very important. We have a survey, and if you didn't grab one of those at the table up front there, please grab it on the way out. We want to hear input from residents in the community, what you'd like to see in the future, and that survey is a very important piece of that. We'll also have public meetings and workshops in the process as well. This is a detailed chart. I'm not going to go through this, but it's in here so that if someone goes on the website, you can download it and you can look at the details later. We will be conducting listening sessions as part of the process. It's one thing for our team to gather economic data, things like that. But I don't live here. We need to talk to people that live here, have a business here. So part of that process is doing what we call listening sessions. So we'll sit down with folks that are involved in real estate, own a business here in town, town departments, people that have specific subject matter knowledge about things going on in the community, elected and appointed officials. I'm sure we'll meet with some of you during the process as well, neighborhood advocates, and other partners like NCDOT and others that can give us good information so that when we're looking at the data, we're not just looking at data, making assumptions, but we can actually look back at our notes from interviews and find out, well, does this make sense? The background research, we'll look at existing plans. This is just a map of your existing comprehensive plan showing the future land use. And these are just some examples of the types of things that we'll look at with household trends, economic development. I will say that, on the schedule, I had us completing the background research by the end of December. Unfortunately, with the government shutdown being the way it is, a lot of the information we collect from those websites and things, that information has not been available. So hopefully, I would say we're just a little bit behind because we'd normally like to have already downloaded that information and got it going. We don't have that right now, and hopefully that's not going to be an issue, and that will get resolved soon. The downtown assessment, as I mentioned earlier, gets very specific. We'll actually look at the pedestrian network, parking, public spaces, historic resources. So we'll dive in really close. This is just an example from downtown Concord on the screen. But we'll do the same type of thing, looking at the details here in downtown Mocksville. A big piece of the process will be downtown workshops, and those will be scheduled for the March-April timeframe. And those will be 3 consecutive workshops where we have things like this. Actually be in a room like this, give you an opportunity to come, provide input, gather around the table. I don't want to just get up here and talk about things. I want to hear what your ideas are for the future. And this is what we'll do. We'll have maps, have information for you to look at and provide your feedback. And this will happen most likely in the March, April timeframe. And what we do with those workshops, as I mentioned, we gather information, we hear from you, we develop concept plans, and then ultimately, help you provide a vision for the future. So what we've heard so far, just from talking to a few folks in the planning board and some of the folks from the Downtown Mocksville Collaborative, this is not a comprehensive list. This is just some things we've heard that people would like to see more. Walkability, being able to walk around town, not just downtown, but even connected to neighborhoods around town. Desired for improved appearance across town. This one's kind of, these two things go together. There's a perceived shortage. We haven't looked at the data, but people are telling us there's a shortage of diverse and attainable housing. If you want to move back here, there may not be the type of housing product that you would want if you do want to move back here. But comes with that uncertainty. If you have new development, that provides unease with some folks. And so I think those two things are kind of things we want to explore a little bit more, and hopefully we'll get some feedback on the survey as well about those topics. And then, as we get towards the bottom here, where and how should we grow? Your utilities, what's the capacity to handle growth? Services, can the town services handle growth, and if so, at what pace? How much of it and where? And then I think what we heard overwhelmingly is, what will Mocksville's identity be in the future? How do you preserve that small town charm that people love about Mocksville? How do you grow? And so all those things are topics that we plan to cover in the comprehensive plan and in the downtown plan. Digital engagement. Not everybody's going to come out to a meeting, so thank you all for coming. But if you have friends that could not come, certainly you can go online. We're going to have a digital website. Well, it is digital, but planmocksville.com. It's up and running now. You can go there. Basically, this presentation will be posted tomorrow, so if anyone missed it tonight, you can take a look at that. Also on the website, as we develop information and share it with the planning board and the Mocksville Collaborative, you'll be able to go on here and look at it as well. So this will keep you up to date on the process. We have I think there's a link you can click on to get on an email list that will regularly send out emails, maybe once a month or so as we have those as well. And most importantly, what I want you to take away tonight is to please take the survey. It's not everything we're going to look at. We're going to be doing a lot of research, but this is really important for you to participate, give us your information and feedback. Once again, it's not the end-all, be-all. It's not the only piece of information we're looking at for the plan, but it is very important, for the planning board and the Mocksville Collaborative, the committees looking at this, to be able to understand what some of the key issues are from your perspective. So please take this, share it with your friends and neighbors. We have some handouts at the table back there, so please take some home with you. But this is very important. November 30 is the goal to try to get these completed by, but certainly, if we're not getting a lot of response, we'll try to push out and do a little bit longer. But we really would like for you to get this out there and get as many participants as we can in the survey. And that's all. Well, oh, sorry. I thought there was one more slide. There it is. Sorry about that. So the next steps is for us to complete the background research and the downtown assessment. All of that's going well. We just hope that we can start to be able to get some of that economic data that we're looking for. We'll be completing those interviews I mentioned with subject matter experts this month. The community survey is available through November 30th. And if we need to, we'll extend that, but hopefully we'll get good participation between now and then. And then in December and January, we'll be going back to the planning board and the Downtown Mocksville Collaborative to provide updates. So that's where we're at. Not going to be a whole lot of information to share over the next month, but do take the survey. And then hopefully, January, once we start sharing some information with the committee and the planning board, we'll start having some information to put on the website. And then certainly be on the lookout in March, April. We'll be having some more meetings, hopefully in here, I would imagine we'll do it in here. I guess we didn't get that far yet. But that way you'll have the opportunity to come in, look at some maps, give us feedback on what you'd like to see happen in the town for the future. But that's what I have tonight. It's a kickoff, just to really to raise awareness, so everybody knows what's going on and to provide input into the plan. So,
Jason, as this unfolds on the timeline, information put together will be added to the website as we
Correct.
go along?
yeah, the website will be updated as we, we're not just going to randomly put information on there, but as we collect information, we'll be sharing it with the planning board, and then that's when we'll post it on the website. But like I said, over the next month or so, not really going to be a lot on there. It's really, this is the time for you to take the survey so we can start looking at that.
Anybody on the board have a question for Jason? Yes, I do have one thing.
Sure.
Participation, you said good participation. Is that a percentage of population for the town, or what does that look like? Are we talking 10%?
Yeah, we usually try to have, a pretty good confidence level. I haven't crunched the numbers yet, but, I'd like to see us get at least 400 or 500 surveys. Vaughn's my expert on figuring that out for as far as our confidence level, but I think if we hit somewhere in that range, that I'll feel pretty good about that. So hopefully we can go well beyond that.
Well, I know we have lots of the planning board members here, the folks from the Mocksville Collaborative, lots of downtown merchants are here and business owners in downtown. So if you guys could help us get the word out, he's got these flyers at the front table over there where Jeanette is with QR codes on them. If you could get these to the folks that are in town, and the more information that we can get back to help Jason with the surveys, that would be great. And I know that the town board, any information that we get that will help us make decisions about moving forward with town initiatives, it's good if we have that input. If we don't get a good representation of the town and the community, then we can't make those decisions. So please let's do that survey. So we're gonna move on. Jason, I appreciate you.
Yep, thank
Can I ask a question?
I'm taking questions now, sir. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate you being here.
No problem.
So we're moving on to our item number 7 on our consent agenda. We just need to adopt and approve the minutes from our prior meetings and financials, tax releases, and contribution-based capital. We have a motion from Johnny Fry, a second from Justin. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. There's no old business to speak of. Moving on with our new business. First item is to consider adopting a budget amendment number 5, Enterprise Fund. Lynn?
Yes, Mayor, Board of Commissioners, I have budget amendment number 5 and the amount of $193,000. Put the explanations accordingly on the attachment, pages 46 through 47. I do have one note to tell you. The Lowe's Creek outfall, the Lakey's property that was on the budget amendment last month, the $15,000 will complete that project. And so that's one of the budget amendments I included under number 5.
Any questions for Lynn on the budget amendments under item number 8? Have a motion from Carl to approve. Second from Jenny. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Item number B, consider adopting a resolution to accept ownership and maintenance of the streets in Charleston Meadow Loop. Lee.
Thank you, Mayor. You have a resolution for consideration on page 48 in your agenda packet, and you have a plethora of technical information. I want to thank Brian Moore, Public Works Director, for getting this information for you. In essence, we need to accept the street and the maintenance for Charleston Meadow Loop off the Charleston Ridge subdivision.
And we have a motion from Jenny to accept.
Second.
Second from Rob. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That passes. Thank you, Lee. Item number C, consider amending the utility billing policy. Raina.
Good evening, Mayor and Board. I'm requesting approval for a utility policy amendment reflecting last month's board action to revise the fee schedule. The utility policy starts on page 69, and the changes will start on page 80 of your packet. I have added pretreatment and impact fees, as well as removed the meter interference fee. I also included explanations for tap fees and impact fees, as required for the LGC application Lynn is completing for the USDA loan.
Any questions for, Raina? We just need a motion to approve the amendments to the utility billing policy to reflect the fee schedule. So moved. Motion from Rob. Second. Second from Justin. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you, Raina. That passes. And finally, item number D, next to the last item. Item number D, consider adopting the resolution for the town of Mocksville to be the lead applicant to seek up to a $500,000 planning grant through the Appalachian Regional Commission League.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a first in my 15 years in management to present to a board the potential for creating vertical integration for hemp to be used for textiles. We actually have a company, Renaissance Fiber, that is utilizing part of what we would all know as the old Baker Building off of Milling Road. And there is a planning grant available through the Appalachian Regional Commission that would allow us as a lead applicant to work with the private sector to create synergies with partners. We already have one with the University of Tennessee that we think we would partner with to look at how we could vertically integrate farmers being able to grow the hemp. You can actually get 2 cycles of that crop in our region all the way up to Pennsylvania. The problem is that those farmers have difficulty finding where to take it to be able to be processed, to make it marketable for textiles and for other uses. So this planning grant would allow us to be able to help an existing business and see what can happen through this planning grant. In full disclosure, the town's consideration would be $2,300 to work with a grants manager on behalf of us, Davie County Economic Development, and Renaissance Fiber.
Any questions for Lee on
It's
this?
gonna be here, going here.
We're
Just doing the grant.
We're doing the grant.
Any questions? We have a motion from Justin to accept. Second. Second from Rob. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That passes. And finally, we have item number E, to consider adopting the resolution in support of Project Gold. Michael Walser.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, board members. You have before you a resolution of support for Project Goalie 2.0. This is an existing company here in Mocksville. They've expanded once. They're not headquartered here, but they have selected Mocksville for another expansion. And they're projected to invest over $5 million for a 42,500 square foot addition and create 20 new jobs as a result of that project. The North Carolina Department of Commerce has committed $150,000 of grant funds, build and reuse money for the project. And this resolution of support would be the final piece that we would need to fulfill the grant application to the state.
Any questions for Michael Walser?
Motion approved.
Motion from Justin and a second from Carl. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, Mike. We appreciate it. And finally, going to communications from the town staff. Town Attorney Al, do you have anything you would like to add?
I do not, Mayor, thank you.
Lee?
I don't have anything else, Mayor. Thanks.
Jenny?
I'm good. Thank you.
Good luck in the election to everyone tonight. I know there are 3 members of our board who are running for re-election and several other people vying for positions on the board. I just want to say that regardless of what happens tonight, I have had an honor and privilege to serve with those of you who are running for re-election, and whatever may happen, I wish you luck in the future.
Carl?
Johnny, Carl, and Jenny, I wish y'all luck tonight.
Thank you.
Johnny? Johnny, did you have anything?
I just said, but.
Okay. So that concludes the meeting tonight. I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. We do need to go into closed session to discuss something else. I just need a motion.
Motion that we enter closed session pursuant to NCGS 143-318.11.
Second from Justin. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
We are in open session. I just need a motion to adjourn. Motion from
Justin, the second from Carl. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So we are adjourned.